Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, representing Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness. And we are live, just got a sip of my water, get my radio voice going. I'll try to be upbeat in this one, be lively. My personality come out. When you guys get in here, click that like button and start getting those questions going. Right? Get them questions. And we're not going to put up with any nonsense of any type. I don't know why people even bother. I don't know why they bother with nonsense. So, T-bar row or machine row? I'm going to go with a machine row if you make me pick. I'm not that big of a fan of T-bar rows. I feel like you have to just go so heavy on them to get a benefit. You just do. It's just a stimulus to fatigue issue. That's really what you run into. Can you use fish oil as your sole fat source? No. Right? Thomas, I don't mention being a dad. I can already tell you a troll. I can already tell you're a troll. All right, I'm going to give you one more chance. Malik, I want you to think about your question for a minute. You have to have omega-6 fats also, right? So if you ate zero fat other than fish oil, you would die. There you go. Also, how much fish oil do you really want to take, Think about that one for a minute, too. I mean, do you really want to eat that much? And how are you going to get rid of all the other fat in your diet? You're going to have to be so meticulous to get a zero fat diet other than your fish oil? Like, what are you going to eat? All right. Is hack squat the best quad exercise? No. Is it a good exercise? Yes. Do you know the problem with it being the best? It's only one exercise, therefore it's impossible. Right? It's impossible for it to be the best, because what have I always said is the best exercise for any muscle is to do two different good exercises. That is the best. So since you only named one exercise, it's impossible. And I've said that like a broken record, probably 200 times in videos. Jason, can benching 4 times a week help? Benching 4 times a week is a great way to get your bench strong and then break and never be able to bench again. Jason, do you think you can break all-time deadlift record? No. What? Do you think someone will walk in and deadlift 1,000 pounds? Oh, do you recommend bending over slightly when doing laterals? Yes, I do. Malik, I can't answer the question unless I literally know what you are eating. Do you see the issue? I don't know the breakdown of your whole diet. Oh, yeah, can you do that? You can probably do that. Yeah, I've done stuff like that. Jason's lats and back was built with one-arm rows. No, that's just one of the exercises. I've done lots of types of rows. I'm a big fan of one-arm dumbbell rows, but I've done a pretty wide variety, right? Hey, Jason, do you want to beat Julius Medic's bench record in the future? Hey, that would be great. That would be amazing if I had that ability. What will never happen, though, is for me to get within 300 pounds of his record, right? That won't happen. But it would be really awesome if I could. It would be amazing. Coach, thoughts on drop sets for hypertrophy? I think they're not that good. I mean, if you use enough steroids, drop sets work great. I originally came to hate on Jason when a troll used his name to make a hate video, but stayed for a good info. Thanks, Jason. I've had clients who literally discovered me that way, came to make fun of me, and ended up hiring me to coach them. Jason, do you consider yourself super fun? I don't know if I'm super fun. Maybe mid-tier fun, maybe slightly above average fun. I don't know about super fun. That's setting a pretty high benchmark, dude. You know, I mean, I can be fun though. I'm generally fun, but I think I'm fun. I think I'm funny and I'm funny looking. Jason, do you know SSB Anderson? No, I am unaware of the Anderson version of the Good Morning. How do you turn the hamstrings off on a good morning? I don't understand how this is even possible. Coach, what's your opinion on using farmer's walk as overall mass strength builder? Nope, absolutely not. They're a great conditioning exercise. They can be good for grip, but it's an overall mass and strength builder for the back. There's not a snowball's fucking chance in hell that they can do that. I mean, unless you want to be small and weak. Like, are you going to get to my size and strength doing that for your back? Absolutely fucking impossible. Coach, your opinion on using 8 to 10 rep range for isolations. There is no such thing as an isolation. Scrolling. These are scrolling fast. Do you have any occasions to demonstrate strength outside the competition, like to be able to lift a car? Dude, I bring in all the grocery bags sometimes with one hand. What's up? Yeah, that's that. All right. Right. That's next tier, dude. That is next tier man strength right there. Like that's up there, dude, when you can do all the groceries in one hand. Jason, do you try kettlebell skull crushers? I don't find that they work better than the Easy Bar personally when I've done them. They're just a different movement. I think the Easy Bar actually feels like it hits the long head harder. Not that that's everything. Coach, what's the max amount of tests you would recommend someone run during a blast with other compounds? Probably 500, maybe. But I guess it depends on how big someone wants to get and what else they're running with it. Obviously, I mean, I've known lifters, friends, even one of my clients who was using 2 grams of gear, but only 150 of it was test. What's up with some of the self-proclaimed biomechanics experts saying barbell lifts are overrated and promote training on cables instead? I think that they're clowns. Should the big 3 be the squat, military press, no bench presses? Is a superior exercise in terms of muscle used, weight lifted strength, right? Are chin-ups still the best back exercise? No. What's the cost of your coaching services? $300 per month. Coach's face looks so smooth. That's right. Damn, I'm smooth. I didn't even shave it. That's just the hair clippers. I need to shave it. I got to get my psoriasis back in check. Thoughts on most people in fitness are saying Mike Menzer is the smartest bodybuilder ever. Like, no, he was a smart guy, but hardly not the smartest by any means. Jason, kettlebell swings is GPP. Yeah, those are a good form of GPP. Alico or Rogue calibrated plates if money was no object. I like my Rogues. They do just great. But I mean, technically, if you want the Gucci of plates, you would get Alico, right? Coach, you still endorse snatch grip high pulls and thoughts on dumbbell high pulls? Yeah, they're both good. Best rep and set range for the over 40 dad who is starting back. Oh, you're restarting, probably 5 to 10. No, I'm not interested in cars anymore. What an awesome. That was a long time ago, probably before you were born. Should you blast on a bulk or a cut? Yes. Jason, what would you, Hey, Jason, that modern bodybuilding could be described as a death cult. I've called it that many times over the past decade on this channel. That's like asking me, have I ever considered putting the word strength in my channel name? Why am I sometimes weaker on my workout than my previous work? Because you did not recover. How important is body fat for leverage on the back squat? Lost 10 pounds. Fat can go a long way for leverages on the back squat. Coach, do you think someone could get away with using only blah, 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 blah? You sure seem to be obsessed with DECA. What's wrong with Primo? Like, why are you so obsessed with DECA? Why no Bulgarian split squats in your training program? Because I have other equipment. I program them for clients. What method of progression do you recommend? Percentages? I usually recommend reps in reserve. I don't think double progression is necessary. What are your goals for a total in comps? I'd like to hit at least 1,500 next meet. Jason, what do you prep for your deadlift? When you prep for your deadlift, what do you think about how you have less than oh, God. What is your current stance on saturated fat intake? I think most of the government agencies have it about right. I think the NHS in the UK had a pretty good figures. Don't go over 30 grams a day for men, over 25 grams a day for women. I think that's perfectly reasonable. Why did we swap out barbell rows for steel rows? They're easier on my low back. And I don't get any hip inflammation from them. Callie Muscle had to go to the hospital while eating only watermelons. Did he already? I called that. Someone get me a link to that. Someone link it to me, send it to me on my Facebook, please. Power conditioning, do that for me. Can you answer seriously, please, Xander? I don't know what you want me to answer. You're going to have to re-ask it. Why is G4P so prevalent in bodybuilding? One, because it's obsessed with male physique. I mean, obviously that's going to attract that element. That's also going to attract a lot of guys in the closet who compete. Okay, so you got that. And then two, the financial cost. Guys who have no skills, who need large amounts of money for a lifestyle, who have impressive physiques. What else are they going to do? How else are they going to afford the lifestyle? They don't have any skills. Primo is hard to get. DECA is also used. Primo is really kind of the golden era drug, though. Will we ever get the training videos in 4K? If I get a camera, actually, that's not the problem with the camera. It's my software. You don't need to know what my daily driver is. Why do people do hammer curls mixed with dumbbell curls? It stops both sides. Yeah, I don't know why they do it mixed into that thing. Because they believe that rotation of the bicep stimulates adaptation, and it doesn't. What is the best way to pick up women when out running errands? You recommend a tighter shirts, jeans, whatever you're comfortable in, man. Anything that shows your butt, anything that makes you feel confident, that's what you need to pick up women. That's it. It's that simple. Learn to talk to them. No generation of men in the history of the human race has ever struggled to pick up women until this current generation of young men. It's baffling. It is absolutely mind-blowing. This has never happened in the history of the human race. In tens of thousands of years, this has never occurred until today. Why do you think that is? Is 3x5 3 times a week like Ice Cream Fitness easier? Not necessarily. Current event on Alex Eubank incoming. You're going to have to send me a link and explain who Alex Eubank is and why he should be a current event. I don't know who this person is. How do you approach adding weight to accessory work? If I'm not adding weight each week, is it considered a waste? No. You add weight when you can complete the target reps and have reps in reserve. That's it. That's when you add weight. Callie's newest video on his channel is how he went to hospital. Easy to find. Okay. Should you blast on a bulk or a cut? Yes. Xander, the answer is yes. Is there any benefit of skull crushers paws on the floor and how you're doing them? Yes, but that's very nuanced. Usually I prefer that approach for people whose tendons are inflamed or who need their tendons to recover or they're new to tricep specialization. It's usually where I plug and play those at. Like if you go to Demi's early vlogs, go to Demi's vlogs, the early ones, you'll see a perfect example. Coach, why do you believe trends exist on bodybuilders claiming the big three are terrible for muscle growth every couple of years? They need to stay relevant, so they need to come up with new ideas. Jason, would you ever host a meet and greet? Probably not. How to get bulky muscles instead of strong muscles? Side enhancement. I always freeze up when approaching a girl and get super nervous. Is there a confidence pill guys can take? It's called testosterone. What? That aside, no, you just have to be social. You have to get out and actually talk to women. You got to get off the internet long enough to do it. Hey, coach, had my first powerlifting meet in 8 weeks. I have my programming all set, but was wondering what other things I can do now to be adequately prepared before then. Go read on Lyle McDonald actually had a really good write-up on that. So go search that. He wrote a great write-up a decade ago on how to prepare for your first meet. And I think it still stands. Alex Eubank got caught claiming natural, but used water to 11 or 140. Yeah, I doubt that's all he used. Nobody who's serious uses SARMs as their main drug. They don't. Period. That might be what this guy got caught with. he's going to be using other stuff. Unless he's like a 16-year-old kid. Like high school kids who don't know any better, that's who uses SARMs. Right? That they bought off a website. Jason, if you will be my coach and I will buy training packages, can I send you? No, dude, I don't need to see your nudes at all. In fact, if you sent me your nudes as a client, a male client, you're going to get blocked right then with no refund. When is the brigade coming? I don't know. What does that mean? Best type of workout plan for a firefighter. I like conjugate type training. Coach, do you think trying to meet women online, it can be? I mean, I've met lots of women both ways. I would say I met more in person than online. It can work. It's just different. They tend to come to you. You don't have to go looking for them online. You know, your circles of friends will hit on you. The small muscle groups needs less sets. No, that's been thoroughly debunked. What is the difference between being aesthetic and looking jacked? I don't know. I don't fully understand always how people define the aesthetic, but I assume it means smaller, skinnier, and with big delts. How is it some powerlifters I see online are able to wide grip bench with elbows flared all the way out and not get shoulder? It's because of the way they're built. I work out at LA Fitness and use 20-kilogram rope bars. They seem to be all the same. In competition, how do the bars differ for each lift, longer diameter, etc.? Depends on what fed you're in. You're going to have a different bar for deadlifts and squats than you are for the bench. It's going to be a different bar. The deadlift bar is going to be whippier, thinner, longer. The squat bar is going to be heavier and thicker all the way around. I own Texas Power Bars with the competition versions for all three types personally. That is what I use in my videos. What is a sign that a girl is interested versus getting played, coach? Usually they play with their hair. They giggle a lot. They want to make physical contact with you. They try to touch you a lot. Usually I find that if they unzip your pants, they're usually really interested. That's been my experience. That's a dead giveaway. I agree with Jason that women seem to care most about having a massive dump truck. Yeah, they like glutes on the dude. Coach, do you offer any anabolic services? Yes, I do that in consultation, but consultations can include discussion of anabolics. Should I care about looking jacked? If you want to, not a bad thing. Jason, on the topic of online dating. Oh, I knew we was going to get rid of them. Why beginners usually, okay, what does beginners usually bench press? There's no set number. Jason, when you EDC, do you use a red dot or just irons? I use Trincicons usually for EDC. Now, home defense, I do run aim point co-witnessed with irons. How John Hack can lift big weights with such small body weight. He's not that small. Because he's not shaped like a bodybuilder with those insertions, you're assuming he's small. The guy's lean at over 200 pounds. Granted, he is an outlier on the strength. He is. He's kind of an odd man out, but he's a genetic freak. Darko, it would really depend on the circumstances. As long as they can respect boundaries, it's not as big of a deal with women. But with dudes, they know that I'm straight, and that's a clear violation. Jason, let me see. Okay, I'm 295 pounds. When I walk at the store, people get spooked. When I walk in university, women become shocked. My potential employer said he can't hire me as I would scare the clients. Okay. When I walk to the store, dogs are afraid of me. A pit bull and some other bigger dogs were barking. Really, I've never had that happen. Usually dogs run over and lick my hand. Pit bulls like me. Maybe I need to get bigger than to where pit bulls are scared of me. Normally pit bulls jump over and want to lick my hand. They jump up in my lap. They're not scared of me at all. I hear you talk quite a bit about looking jacked, so I figured it was important. Yeah. Alex says, hey, brother, can we get these likes up? I don't know. Can we? What is your resting heart rate for a powerlifting athlete? That's a good question. I haven't tested it lately. I had it down at about 60 to 70 at one time, but it may be higher than that. What is the best way to carry your piece out and about as a fanny pack or holster, pants? I usually recommend inside the waistband. I mean, fanny pack can be for quick in a hurry if you don't want to put a holster on, but usually inside the waistband. I run upper lower 4-day split on the days I ride bike, low intensity for 50 minutes. Should I eat more food on those days or same every day, get an extra form? No, I don't think you need to stagger it day to day unless you just feel better that way, right? Jason, opinion on doing leg extensions, leg curls before squat. Okay. Studies have confirmed this causes less growth. Earl, I live in an open carry state too, but I choose not to open carry. All right. Can you make ice cream fitness an upper lower split? I suppose that I could if I wanted to. I would have to do that. How often, what pulse rate, and how long should we make a point to raise our heart rate for health and longevity? I don't know. Tips for recovery: sleep, food, stress management. Can you explain a little more on firefighter programs? Yeah, any sort of conjugate programming, which means upper, lower, 4-day, max effort, dynamic effort. What anabolic would you say non-competitors should never use? I don't know. Maybe halotestin, G drops. Seems like you're getting beat up. No, it's mostly the heat, Darko. I mean, plus it's my workloads are high. Like you're thinking, well, the volume is low, but look at the tonnage. the tonnage relative to my age too on some of this stuff is crazy high. Nat, I'm not going to give you legal advice on this channel because it varies depending on where you are. How often, what pulse rate, and how long should we make a point to raise our heart rate for health and longevity? I don't know. Jason, why aren't you making new Ice Cream Fitness? The program will surely gain big popularity. Because I haven't felt the need to. What's the problem with it? How they are? Whataburger versus In-N-Out, coach. As a Texan, I'm supposed to say Whataburger, but I think In-N-Out's a little better. Jason, thoughts on kratom, ashwagandha, and other weird supplements like I'm remain unconvinced on ashwagandha. I don't know what kratom is. I think that's like something people smoke. I don't know. I have no idea what the last one is. All right. Coach, how do I prevent my balls from shrinking on tests/TRT? I don't know. They normally bounce back. If they shrink a little, they usually come back. Just quit changing your dose all the time. I mean, that's probably your problem. Stay at a pretty constant dose and they probably won't shrink. They might do it the first time. I don't know. I don't have this problem. Sorry, dude. The double lettuce burger is best for low carb gains. Okay. Hey, Jason, my family member has a YouTube with 120K subs. How do they go about getting a manager? They should get a thing to enroll in the program. I don't know how it works in 2023, but when I did it, they sent me an email saying I qualified for a partner manager, and I clicked the box back and said, yes, I am interested in this. And then they assigned me one. So they need to check their emails. Ice Cream Fitness 2.0 and walking every day for the over 40 dads is too much to recover from. No, as long as you're eating enough. Do you often prescribe more rep work in place of dynamic effort? No, I usually prescribe dynamic effort. Do you make money from YouTube? Yes. Have you ever met anyone super famous, coach, celebrity level? Probably. I don't know. What do we consider super famous? I find it funny how harassers trolls motivate you to say sexist stuff, and you have probably 50 plus videos where you promote putting women below the barbell, getting women under a barbell, getting women strong. Yep. Yeah. It'd be pretty hard to spin me as sexist when people look at the context of my channel. I make posts and videos all the time about the importance of women getting strong in the weight room. Jason, I've seen you play the electric guitar. Do you also play the acoustic? I have. I do not currently own an acoustic. I'll probably get one eventually. But I mean, I got my Fender Strats, baby. Coach, watch your anabolic target. Do you still recommend keeping test low max 200 filling up? Depending upon how much estrogen control you have on the other substance, you may have to take tests higher. Been my personal experience, especially with things like Primo. You might find that 200 crashes your U2. You might have to take it to 300, 400, 500. Yeah, Stick, I'm not gonna. You're definitely a troll. Bam. Oh, I meant to ban you completely. Oh shit, I accidentally put you in timeout. Let's get rid of it. Like Matthew McConaughey, he is Texan. I've never met Matthew McConaughey. And I'm going to say it like that, McConaughey, because I'm from Texas. Ice Cream Fitness 2.0 said a 6 for back week. On Google, it says you need at least 12 sets for back weekly for growth. Really, I think a novice will grow just fine off that in the deadlifts. I think their back will grow. I think that it will. Does foot angle depend on stance width for the squat with wide stance squatting benefit for? It depends upon hip structure. Jason says, Texan, what are your thoughts on immigration? That is an extremely large topic. Like, am I supposed to give you a 3-hour dissertation about immigration? Immigration is the process of entering another country from the one in which you were born. That's what immigration means. Okay. Now that we have covered what immigration means, we're good now. Coach, opinion on Kinobody claiming lifetime natural? Yeah, bullshit. All this nonsense. Okay. For intermediate, then, I don't know that they necessarily need 12. They might need 8. They might need 10. 12 can be nice, but I don't think you are absolutely required to do 12 sets to see growth. Maybe you might require 12 sets to see maximum growth, but not to see growth for most people. As long as good progressive overload there and quality sets, you may not need that much. I'm not going to stand there and discuss Arnold's training programs on the Strength Channel. Our abductor machine is a good way to hypertrophy adductors help alleviate a weak squat. Tried squatting good mornings. I mean, they can have a place if you need it, but it's almost prehab work. I would say maybe look a little closer at what's going on with your program. Because the adductors, you may just need to do some extra wide stance work. Yeah, Darko has a point. People forget that in every study done on low volume, like 6 to 8 sets per week, people still grew, especially novices, but even advanced lifters. People always think they need 20 plus sets. Yeah, there's no evidence that they need that many. It's the case of what we're saying is we're looking for optimal. You know, is it 12? Is it 15 for that person, for that muscle? Could it be 20? That's what you're looking for. It's not to see growth. If you're doing 5 or 6 really, really hard sets a week for a muscle, it should grow. If you're not growing, there's something wrong. There's a recovery issue or something occurring. Have an awesome weekend, Coach. We get lots of hotties while chilling. I appreciate that, man. You have a great weekend yourself. I hope you get some stanky on your hang down while out there. Learn to talk to those girls. It's going to be all good. Thoughts on training to failure and beyond my last set? No, you don't need to train beyond failure. I'm going to take a few months off serious training due to chronic injuries. How do you think it would make sense to still do 1 to 3 sets per week in spite of pain to maintain some muscle? Yeah, you should not quit training completely. You can scale things back. Reed says, remember to hit like. Appreciate that, Reed. And Reed's over here shredding on his guitar. I recognize your name. Coach, opinion on old school guys recommending 1 minute rest between sets. That's dated. It's been debunked in the lab. Does vitamin D help your psoriasis? My excess psoriasis and vitamin D supplementation really helped her. I take 10,000 units a day, and it hasn't really improved it. You know? There are studies where people grow from more than 5 reps from failure. Of course, they gain less muscle than those trained closer to it. It doesn't disprove that 5 reps. They grow a lot more, though. It's low quality sets. To really get a lot of growth, you need more sets if you do that. It's just not the most efficient way to go about things. If muscle memory is true, if you got off training for a long time and you get back to it, you'll get back faster than you gained it the first time, but you still it takes time to build tissue no matter what. Jason, what would you do if an underage girl wanted to meet you? I would not do it. It's inappropriate, completely inappropriate, Marcel. I would not even consider it. No. Thoughts on swapping the deadlift for RDLs if I'm strictly training for hypertrophy? Why are you strictly training for hypertrophy? Jason, what are your thoughts on the U.S. military trying to move away from the 5.56 cartridge in the new? Yeah, they changed over to like what it's like a 6.5, totally different case design. It's going to be a while before that technology is really cost effective, though, for the layman. Any supplements for joints that actually work? Fish oil could help. Do you have less clients nowadays? Yeah, I do. I'm going to start picking it back up a little, though. So I'm opening slots back up slowly. I want to compete in bodybuilding. Well, you better learn to really, 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 really love drugs. That's all I'm going to say. Can an older person grow on 3x5 programs 3 times a week? Yes, of course. All right. Jason, please remember today you rub your drinking a bar, you must be ruthless. Do we have to have a pattern established there? Is that how we have to do this? Do some people really bend 20 times per day? Yes, they do. Welcome to, that's why I told the guy with the bodybuilding thing, man, he better be ready. He's going to go do bodybuilding. Jason, I have met a personal trainer that said that the bench is a horrible chest exercise and recommends hammer strength. You can tell that personal trainer that I personally, given my name, told him to eat a dick. Does stretching have a place in powerlifting? Would be nice to be flexible, being brutally. I don't know that stretching does that much for flexibility, though. How to know if strength, and if you're hyper flexible, it's going to be problematic on your big lifts. You need to have a correct level of flexibility. Does your muscles repair itself during the day too, or only at night? Both, but it's going to obviously be a little better at night while you're sleeping. How to know if strength gains are due to muscle gain or just neural adaptation? Well, that's very Darko. That's way too nuanced to cover in here. You really need to look at what's happening with the totality of your training, body weight changes. That's going to be very complex and based upon your individual situation. Tom, it's coming through. It's just that I don't remember. Have you had any clients with a history of back problems like bulging herniated disc? Yes. And we have helped resolve those things and reduce pain. Coach, is there any merit to slow eccentrics and pausing at contractions for muscle growth? Nope. How would someone start a fitness YouTube channel, become kind of successful at it? Build a time machine, because it's kind of hard to do it today. Good morning versus RDLs. We're talking about hamstring hypertrophy rather than carry over to a squat or deadlift. Probably doesn't matter then. Is it normal to get more winded on a squat than with a similar weight on bench for the same reps? I do one. Well, yeah, because it's a full body exercise. Plus, you're moving your body plus the weight, right? It's still more taxing in terms of your cardiovascular system, because the bench, you're just moving the weight. The squat, you're moving your body weight plus the weight. So it's not actually equal. How well do you think pinch grip training has helped your deadlift grip? Only a little. On the 3x5 program, can you substitute the overhead press with the incline barbell bench press? Probably. I think that's reasonable. Jason, how can I increase female partner pleasure? I'm not going to teach you how to have sex in my live stream. I don't remember how I got into it or when I started my life passion either. I guess it's because I do it so often and for so long. Yeah, I mean, Tom, strength training has been an enormous part of my life for decades. Uh, how much are YouTubers with 100K subs making nowadays? It's the number of subs doesn't determine what you make. What kind of YouTube channels do well currently? I have no idea. Okay. How often is too often rotating accessory exercises? I don't think that there's a set amount, but I would recommend you not do it like all the time. You shouldn't be doing it weekly. Jason, what are your go-to AR manufacturers? I really like Daniel Defense. I like Colt though too. Is it just fine to do incline bench and no flat bench? No, not really. Xander, you're putting way too much pressure on yourself, man. Just get in and learn. Do your family and friends expect free coaching services from you? Nope. Coach, thoughts on Arnold's egg shaker? It's 12. I don't think about that at all. Coach, does DECA cause sexual in some people? Thoughts on Eric Kaneski being attacked by a 6'9" person? I was unaware. No idea. Eric needs to quit going out antagonizing people in public. It'd be a good idea. I've heard of YouTubers making six figures still with 100K subs. It's possible. As far as people with herniated disc, a lot of hanging traction things. All right, a lot of traction stuff, reverse hypers. Getting a reverse hyper shouldn't be optional at that point. Does Primo cause sexual enhancement? Xander, it's not that straightforward. There's a lot of it that has to do with your ratios of test with it, how it affects your E2. It's a little complicated. Jason, I have premature orgasms every time I do. Wonder at maxes on squats. I don't know what to tell you, man. All right. Hey, Chuck. Chuck says, hey, Jason, looking lean. Appreciate it, brother. Hey, no, that's way too complicated to cover here. Do you have coaching slots open? Yes, I have 2 slots open right now. Coach, opinion on rest pause. Take it or leave it. Is strict barbell curls pressed against your body better than normal barbell curls? I'm not sure what you mean by pressed against your body. Would you coach someone who has elite genetics for strength with their vegan? No, because they're too high risk of injury. Do naturals make half the remaining gains per year of training? This gets too complicated. You guys really are overcomplicating the idea that you think you can pin down percentages and stuff of drug-free gains. Can you play a quick tune live on the guitar? No. Because then I got to stand up and everything. I don't play sitting. In fact, this chair has arms on it. I don't think I could. Hey, Jason, hope all is well. Question, if you're eating tons of red meat or a creatine non-responder, would be the point of taking it for cognitive benefits? Take care. I think everyone should probably consider it for cognitive benefits, even the non-responders. Because the non-responder, it seems to have more to do with your muscle tissue. Coach, opinion on Texas making soliciting a felony compared to a misdemeanor. I don't think prostitution should be illegal. That's just my opinion. In Texas, it's never gonna pass. I don't predict it being legalized in my lifetime here. Okay. And I just accept that. So my personal opinion is probably largely irrelevant. I don't agree with them doing that. I don't agree with it. But again, I'm one person. My say doesn't really matter. Thoughts on getting tattoos? I'm pretty neutral on the idea, honestly. I don't really want any, but I do like tats on women. Just my opinion. Mackie, I don't say naturals do anything. I call them drug-free. You don't misquote me. No, it's going to depend on the person. 20 is probably too low unless you're really small. Like small meaning short. Thin bone is not really a thing that you think it is. Height matters. Do you think vegans get less muscle gains overall? Is it just that they have a higher injury risk? I think it's both. No, I don't think people need both. I don't think they need to have a coach in person and an online. Do curling athletes in winter sport use PEDs? I don't know which ones they use, but I would assume they do. Coach, are you a Dallas Cowboys fan or a Texans? I don't actually follow football, to be honest. I'm not a big football fan. Jason, would you get a tribal face tattoo? No. What's your best impersonation, Coach? Can you do your best? I don't know, probably Chef. Probably do Chef from South Park. Just sing it. Because I'm going to make love to you, woman. Going to lay you down by the fire and caress your womanly body, make you moan and perspire. I want to get those juices flowing. All right, that's enough. Visualize, I don't call nobody anything. I don't really care enough to do all that. Sanders says, what would be the best sex act? Test and master on. Jason, what are your thoughts on capital punishment? I'm actually pro capital punishment. Marcel, you're asking a weird question. Luring women. Why do you need to lure women into anything? That's weird, dude. That's like a total creeper predatory mindset. Why can't you just find willing women who want to have sex with you? It's not that hard, you weirdo. Bye. All right. So I think it's about time to wind this down. We're at 48 minutes. All right. Also, can anybody say he grew up struggling with his dad as a multi-millionaire? Dude, his family has money. We already know this. He struggled, man. He struggled hard in them streets. He had to struggle, dude. He had to hustle out in them streets, man. His first car was a 2-year-old Mercedes hand-me-down, probably when he was 15. He had to have a used Mercedes as his first car. Dude, can you imagine having to struggle like that in life? That's got to be hard, man. Mom's like, sorry, son, I don't have to give you the Benz that has 20,000 miles on it already. He's just like, Mom, I'm not going to be able to get any pussy in that. Like, what are you trying to do to me? Seriously, man, it's hard. It was hard for him, dude. Struggle. That's right. That's right, man. He had philosophical struggles to deal with. He had to struggle. One of the guys at school had a Lamborghini, and he was stuck with a 2-year-old Mercedes. I don't know pain like that. Can you maximize trap development on shrugs? You don't have to do shrugs for big traps, bro. All right, guys, it's time to wind it down. I love all of you guys and gals. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you next time. I think it didn't end. Why is it not ending?